Yeah, welcome back to Mark's Railway Trails, and it's been a good month since we've been out on the trail, to be honest with you, due to weather and lots of other things going on with work and the music club. So it's good to be back out on the trail. And what you're looking at now, if you can just see above the blue skies just in front of you, I'll just zoom in, you'll see a path that we've just come down. You can just see it there. There you go, just going over the top of the hill. That's where Lee Green Colliery used to be, and I've come in that way this morning to do a little blog really on Lee Green Station this morning. And the reason I'm doing the blog, I've had quite a few comments asking about the new station at Lee Green, which is close to where I live, and the old station. And I've actually done the old station of Lee Green Colliery, Lee Green Station, which was next to Lee Green Colliery, and quite a bit of interest really in the old station. I've had a guy who's messaged me a couple of times. He's seen my video and couldn't find it, so I'm going to do a little bit more in-depth one this morning on the old Lee Green Station at Lee Green in St Helens. And like I said, we've just come over the hills now, and I'll just flip the camera around, and this brings you up, and this is the place you want to see for the people that's asking, and this is what they call Lee Green Cottage. Over there on the right you'll see it. We'll not go in there, it's a private house, and you'll just see the old phone box. So if you find that, if you come up past the Co-op distribution centre, look for this bridge and you'll see a gate just there. So there's your cottages over there, cross over, and this will take you to the old Lee Green Station in St Helens. And we've just arrived here, coming over from the tops. But as always on Mark's Railway Trails, we always go back in time. We call it the TARDIS, going back in time on Mark's Trails, and that's where it's brought us to this morning. And this is the original trail, which we're gonna go down now, and I'm gonna take you and show you where the old station was, and have a bit of a walk down. Just sort your bag out. Well, here we go with it. One of the usual fences that you'll see on a lot of railway walks, and warning, do not trespass on the railway, you get fined £1,000, and if you don't shut this gate you'll be £2,000 in. So as always, we always stick to the rules. We'll have a walk through and see what we can find this morning. But what a lovely day. Gates locked behind us, and this leads you on to the old Lee Green Station, and there's not a lot, if hardly anything, of the original Lee Green Station. Well, I'm going to go down the side and just show you before you hit the station. And if you remember my blog on this before, there is still part of the old station still here, which is nice to see, and I'll show you that a little bit later on. But we're going to take a walk down the sidings here actually before we hit. What you're passing now was the old Lee Green Station, but we'll take a ramble down here, and I just want to show you some of there's only one building left on Lee Green Station now, and we might not see it from this angle, but we'll see if we can, and you never know, you may just be able to just see it. And you hear a lot of humming noise in here now. There you go, that's the power plant at Lee Green. You can just see all the pylons heading that way. On a farmer's field as usual, so probably get towed off again as always. But let's just see what we can find down here. And this is following the George Stephenson 1830 line the first railway in the world for passengers. And a lot of history down this end of the town really in St Helens, and I'll tell you more about that as we kind of come back on ourselves. And this part of the line leading up to the bridge is very, very famous due to the Rainhill trial for George Stephenson before the line even opened. What you're seeing above there is the motorway. And it's opening up a bit here. This is what I wanted to see really. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Just looking across, and you can see the hills above. That's where Lee Green Colliery was on top. We've got a train coming through, there you go, always nice on your vlog. TransPennine Express. That's come straight through from Lime Street. It'll stop at Lee Green and then doesn't stop to Manchester. Superb service when it's running, but just can't rely on them at the moment, unfortunately, as I found out many times. I'll just go across here and just show you. You'll see a lot of these in this area. You'll see loads, you'll see one there, you'll see another there, and you'll see them all dotted about. And when you get on top where the old colliery was, you'll see loads up there. And what they are, they're like air shafts from the old colliery days. And you'll see quite a few dotted about. Well, what a lovely day! What a lovely day! But what you'll see here is some old farmhouse buildings. If you can just see them at the back there, just shoot across and you can see them. What you're looking at there is a lot of the old farmhouse buildings. If you can just see the two there and the big one in front, they were here when Lee Green Station was open, and these are the only remaining buildings in the area, to be honest with you, from the old Lee Green Station. But if you look up here and you see there's a new house behind it, and you'll see one just touching the conifers there. You can just see the roof. That was the original station house originally for the old Lee Green Station. Obviously been modernised since. Most of it's probably been knocked down, but you can just see at the side of it some of the old buildings next to what they call like a farm shed, you know. But they're the only remaining buildings now that's left from Lee Green Station. That's why I wanted to come down here. Just going to go over these nettles. Oh, just show you. If you can see the line here, now that line going towards that bridge is heading towards Liverpool. It takes you straight through now to where we're going, to that bridge, and that's where the original Lee Green Station was. And if you see the house there, just as the conifers, that was the original Lee Green Station that led on to Lee Green Station. So that's still there, but obviously been modernised. But the good thing about this stretch of track here that leads to Rainhill from here, where the Rainhill trails in 1829, I think it was the 6th of October 1829, this is where they ran up to, up until that bridge. Because after you get to past the bridge going towards Lee Green, it's a bit of a decline. So this was ideal because it was flat. It's all flat on the way up to Rainhill, so that's why it was used from here all the way to Rainhill for the Rainhill trails. And Rainhill always gets the publicity, but this is, I think, just as important. And you can still see, well, you can still see some of the original buildings, which is nice to see. And the line opened in 1830, 5th of the 9th 1830 this line opened officially, but it was 1829 that they started the Rainhill trails for the steam locomotives, for the Rocket and the Plough and all the others that entered it. This is where they did all the trial runs. But I'm going to go back now and just show you, just wanted to show you that flat stretch really, because that's one of the questions I've been asked, and I didn't really show that last time on my blog. But one of the main reasons for today is to show you the new Lee Green station, how it's being developed at the moment. And I have done a blog on it when they first started on it, and now all the steelwork's up. I'm going to revisit it and show you what it's like on its last phase really, and then we will return when a new station's opened. And there's the gate that we've come through. What a nice day after all the rain. It's been really nice to get back out. And for all those that watch my channel, we have got loads planned, but we're just waiting, like for now really, for the better weather, and then we'll be back out, because with all the rain we've had, the trails and finding places, a lot of places we found, we've got to plan them and trying to find where they are. It's not enjoyable, and it's chucking it down. So there you go. I'm just going to climb up here now and give you a better view. Oh, there you go. And if you just see the house there now, this is where the original Lee Green station was. The line opened in obviously 15th of the 9th 1830 on the George Stephenson line. I was trying to look for a timetable dating back, and the only one I can find is from the 1st to the 3rd 1831, so I don't think there's an official timetable till 1831 on this line. Northern Rail just use it as a bit of a siding now for dropping stuff off, but just where the house is there, that's where the two platforms were, one on this side and one on the other side. And this was known as the Liverpool Manchester Railway. And a lot of another question people are asking, when did it close? Well, it actually closed for passengers. Off the top of my head now, I think this date's right, it's the 7th of the 3rd 55 it officially closed for passengers, but it was till 15th of the 9th 58 before they completely took the platforms up, and it wasn't recognised as a station at all, and that was under the London Midland region at the time, British Railway, London Midland region. And there's only the station house just there that remains today of Lee Green's old station. And like I said, famous line because the line was so flat. If you look at it from here all the way to Rainhill, and that's why they used it for like the trials for the Rainhill locomotives to go to the warehouse in Manchester on 1830 line. And you can just see the bridge there. I think the bottom of the bridge has been rebuilt since. Underneath that's a new top half of the bridge. It's been restructured because they did a bit of a road works round here, linking it up. And 1844 the station was renamed to Sutton Station, believe it or not, but that only lasted till 1848, and it reverted back to Lee Green Station in 1848. And sadly, it didn't last long really. 55 it closed, and 58 completely closed. And another question people was asking, what did they use this line for? Well, a lot of this line was used to take coal from here all the way down the line, down here on linked up to the St Helens Runcorn Gap, to get coal from the collieries to Spike Island in Widnes. And if you want to see Spike Island, I've done that on my walk as well, all the way into Spike Island, where it ended up where they could get all the coal to the docks really, and transport it all around the world. So that's mainly the famous part of the line really. But as you get further down this line, you go past the new station, which is, I would say, is about a mile and a half down this line to the right. You'll hit the new Lee Green Station that was opened in the year 2000, and now is having a major refurb of about 15 million, with the roundabout and everything else. But after you get past this bridge here, as it drops down to Lee Green, there's a bit of an incline, and they've had quite a few accidents on that. I started reading up on the incline, and one that comes to mind was here actually, a guy called William Bradshaw in April 1852, 33-year-old glassmaker, must have cut across here after a heavy night's drinking, and was sat at the end near the platform, too close to the line with his legs crossed, and a train come down and just killed him outright. And that was just here. So that's a bit of a sad tale about this part. And then there was loads as I started digging into it, and as the further you get down the line, there was a Joseph Grace, when they used to unlock the wagons off a lot of the trains, back end of this line. Here we go. Trans-Pennine Express again going through. When they used to unlock a lot of the carriages, they used to shunt them down, because it was on an incline, they used just to roll. And another name that comes to mind is Joseph Grace, 1858, Liverpool Infirmary. Ended up, unfortunately didn't make it, the wagons crushed him too much. So, and there was loads when I started reading up, and it's something you don't really hear a lot about probably on the railways, but I bet there was a lot of fatalities on the railways in them years, and especially the early years in 1830. As we all know, the famous one on the 1830 day was William Hopkinson, who actually got killed that day on the procession, and the memorial is in Newtonley Willows, just outside Parkside, if you want to see that, and that's on Marks Railway Trails as well. But anyway, we'll move on. Plenty of me rabbiting on, but I just want to give you a bit of history and feel of the place. But something that is left here, obviously all the sidings and everything else is all gone, apart from the old station house, which is still over there but being modernised, which is nice to see. Instead of going back this way, we're going to head up here, and what you can see here is the original steps from Lee Green Station. And I'm going to count these steps as I'm going up, because I have a mate who do a lot of these railway walks, and he was winding me up once, and he said the majority of steps leading into a station is always 39, and I know where he gets that from, the old Hitchcock films, so I know he's winding me up. But I did try it once in the most haunted bridge in Warrington down the Pennine Trail, and I did count the steps going down, and there was 39, so it made me think, really, is he or isn't he? So, but we'll have a walk up, and I'll just show you a little bit from the top. Like I said, this is a new bridge. And that's the only bit that's left now that leads down to the original Lee Green station. It's not 39 steps, it's 20, Steve, so you got that wrong on that one. That's the way we came, going over the top, so I'm just going to have a walk down and just show you what it's like on the higher level. There you go. And for the people that are asking, they couldn't find it, there's your bridge. Follow the railings down to the cottage, and if you just cross over you'll find it here. And all that's left is the old farmhouse really, and the old building which was part of Lee Green station, which has obviously been modernised now. So I'm just going to have a walk down and I'll just show you where this leads to for people that's going to ask me, you know. So get you a bit of a bearing. But today's walk really wasn't to do that. Today's walk is to go and look how the development's going on at the new Lee Green station. So for people that's asking, this is Lee Green Road. I'll take you around and show you. Might get a sneak preview in this house. You can be cheeky. Of the original Lee Green station house, which is still here but been modernised. You can just see the Co-op distribution centre on the right. But I thought, why I'm doing the new station, might as well tag the old station on first, and it gives you an idea. And we probably get sick of people coming in here, but if you look here now, I'll sneak in. Just down there, down the steps, that's where it led to the original Lee Green station. And it's somebody's house, so I'm not going to go down there and trespassing. So, but you can just see some of the old stonework. I'll zoom in on that, and then you can see it. And that just leads on to the platform. Where the steps took you down to the platform, and then you could obviously cross over the railway lines, and I think they will walk over railway lines to the other side, and that was the steps at the other side. Sorry, but all this is left now, and it's been modernised since. This was where the original Lee Green station house was. You just see another train coming through. See it whizzing down. So that is the original Lee Green station. I'm not going to hang around here, so on somebody's house. I'm going to walk round now, and I'm not going to keep it running while I'm walking round, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over the hills really. Bit of a long way round, but such a lovely day, and get a few miles in on the old legs. But that's it, that's the old Lee Green station. I'm going to pause it here when I get back to the junction. So all those people are asking, you must be able to find that now. And if you go down there, there is some cottages just on your right, which you'll see on my other walks, which takes you to Lee Green station. Lowfield Lane, that's the other lane. I'll just whiz my camera up so you can see the line. There you go. That gives you an idea. That's leading to Liverpool. Rainhill along the way, which the speed trials are done. And if you look over that way, I'll just cross over, but you gotta be careful because they fly around. If you look over there, that's where we're going to be heading now, which is, I say, about 1.5 miles that leads you down to the new Lee Green station that opened in 2000 and now has been going through a major development. But we're going to head back down here and I'll just show you, I'll sneak one in, I'll look at the cottage here on the left. I'm going back over the top of the hills, and if you want to go that way, there's a little entrance at the end. If you keep following this road down, take a left, you'll see it, signpost as a walkway. But to get on top of there, you've got to be a bit crafty. I think there's an hole in the fence along the way sometime, about halfway down if you want to get in, that takes you up. So go and find it, cracking walk. And that's called Fog Cottage. There you go. And you can just see it there. I'm not going to zoom in too much because it's a private garden. But that's Fog Cottage. You'll see it with a little photo, post office ER box on there. But there you go. I'm just going to pause it here till we get to Lee Green, and we'll see how the development's going on at Lee Green. So I'll see you in a few, probably about half an hour, 35 minutes. And here we go, we're virtually on Lee Green Station now, and probably about 40 minutes walk. That was 45 minutes walk. Come right over the tops and kind of sneaked in down here really onto this housing estate. But what you're looking at now, I'll get this on the blog as well, Sherdley Green, new development, like everywhere it is now, new houses. And again, it just gives you an idea of the area, but all new houses being built here. What you can see over there is Sutton High Sports School. Sherdley Park runs all along the back. You can see it. It brings you to Sutton Academy, and I'll keep it running. Sports facilities in here, dead close to us, really good, so handy. 5-a-side pitches, full-size pitches. And that's just behind Sherdley Park, for those that want to bear in. Well, what you can see up now in front in the skyline is the big crane, and that's what we're going to wait now. I've just kind of come a different way really, about 45-minute walk that, which is going to bring us out here now, in front of Sutton Academy. And what we're going to do, we're going to go the back way in and just get you to the new Lee Green station. It was opened in the year 2000, and obviously all been flattened now and remodernised again, and there's been major work done on this station and the infrastructure around. But we're going to sneak down here now, which should bring us out to where we want to be. Again, all new houses around here now. I know this will get a bit boring, but I just wanted to just show you all the houses coming up near Lee Green Station as well. And this is like the back way in to the station. My house is just over there, so I'm not far to walk home now. I'll get you a shot of what's going on around here as well. Well, there you go, this is the new Lee Green station under construction now, and what you can see, this part here is all finished for the car park. This part's not. This is what's under construction now. I'll get you a shot of this as well, just show you. There it is. That's what they're doing now. And if you look what's happening here, that's going to be car park on top, on the top line. If you remember your last video, it's all closed off here now. All the workmen are here, we're right in the thick of it. But you can just see them doing the metal work above. You can see the crane in operation. And you can just see the ramp that's going to take you up to the top level. We'll have a walk along, we'll probably get told off, but just see it there. See them all working underneath as well. But when I was there last time, none of this steel work was up. It's all gone up since, and getting a few funny looks. So and it just follows it round. We'll go round and get another angle from. You can just see they're putting the concrete in on top now, pumping it in. Getting a few funny looks. Must be the site foreman over there. I just flip the camera around, you can see him pointing at me before, but you're not doing any harm. We'll walk it round to the station. That's where they all go in there. There's another shot. We'll get a shot from the front as well. This part's all finished. Getting new houses there, and like you say, when you buy a house, new houses, you don't know what they're going to knock up behind you, and now they've got this in the sky view, but at least it's not too high. This just takes you around to the station. I'll do a shot from this side as well. I just wanted to get that on the blog because I've done one before when the ground was all just level. Now you can see the steelwork, and we'll come back next time when it's finished and give you a walking tour when it's finished. Just see the steelwork there. And behind this wall here, I think this wall, it's got to be staying this, I would thought, these walls. Can't see them taking that down, to be honest with you. There should be a plaque behind there from when the original station in 2000 was opened. I'll sneak around here and there you go. There you go. There's the original plaque from Lee Green Station. It was opened on the 10th of October 2000. So 2000 that one opened. 58 the old one was closed. And you can just see the steel work there now. It's going to take you up to the car park. I'll get you a shot of what it's going to look like when it's finished, really. There you go. That gives you an artist impression. If you look, that's a lower level that we've just crossed, and if you look on top, that's a newer level that's been built now, and I think it's double car park underneath and on top as well, and that just gives you another bird's eye view, really. There you go. That's probably the money shot. Lee Green Station, Station Forecourt overview. So that's what it's going to look like when it's finished. That's what it looks like now. Flip the camera up and you can see it. They are cracking on. On my last video you couldn't see any of that. There's the old station office. Now whether that's going, I don't know. I presume it would be. I would say that'll go and it'll incorporate into the new one. Yeah, I would say that's going. Your ticket office will be in there then. And let's get you a shot from here to just show you where we've come from. This takes you on the Manchester platform. Well, if you look at the bridge here now, that's what the other bridge I think would have looked like originally. That's George Stephenson through and through style bridge, and the one at Rainhill is even better than that. I'll just go down and show you the line before we go back up. So if you remember when we started this walk, look right down there. I'll flip my camera on quite a few. I'll do it 10 times. Keep it steady. You see the bridge there? That was the bridge that we were stood on, flicking our camera up, and on the other side was the original Lee Green station. So I think it's about 1.5 miles down the line, just to give you an idea. That takes you to Liverpool, Rainhill, obviously Goody the other side. That'll take you on the way to Manchester. But yeah, this station, I think from Lee Green into Liverpool, it's about 10 3/4 miles to Liverpool Lime Street, when I looked into it. And that's basically it today for the station. I'm going to go back up now and go over, see if we can get out of here. We'll go over and just show you the structure that they're doing around it as well. And this will be the last time really, until it's finished, and then you can see when I come back and get it on the blog again. There we go. Last look. There you go, train just going through it. Trans-Pennine Express. I'll flip my camera up and you'll see it in the distance on its way to Lime Street, Liverpool. There you go. This brings you out to our local pub, the Bull and Dog. Plenty of work going on still around here. Like I say, it's a major you just see it there now what they're doing. That's a roundabout that's all changing. So major development really. Just going to nip across there. There you go. That's a major roundabout that they're changing as well. We'll try and get across this roundabout now and head home. Walk down here. It says pub's packed closed, but I'm going to get a shot on here and just give you a different angle of the front really. It's all closed off this part now, doing the roadworks. And that's what you can see, the front. It's just shut off one way. That gives you an idea of the front of what Lee Green Station is going to look like. But some money being spent here, about 15 million they reckon it's cost for all this. Just get a shot of it there, and that just gives you a shot of the front. But like I say, I'm going to come back when it's finished, do a video on it for you, and then you can see it in all its stages of Lee Green Station in some times. There you go. Got a few workmen down here, so probably get thrown off in a minute. There you go, that junction's nearly finished, as you can see. That's what it's called, the Southern Gateway Junction Improvements. Just taking it down. So, and that's it today for Marks Railway Trails. I hope you enjoyed it, seeing the old station, coming to the station that was built in 2000, and seeing the station now, what it's going to be like. So see you soon on Marks Railway Trails. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll try and put a few of the old pictures along with it as well, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Try and get off here without getting towed off, because you're not supposed to be down here, but you've got to do these things. And Sutton High behind us, Shirley Park just over there, people are wondering what it is. So see you soon on the next one from Lee Green Station. See you soon when it's all finished, and we'll do a walk again. So till the next one, take care on Marks Railway Trails.